Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry for yesterday's episode being really short. As soon as I went to go from here up to over here, about 2 minutes after that, the server came down for maintenance randomly. It never had showed up in my chat log, which is unfortunate, but it was a short maintenance, and I decided I was going to go to bed, so I went to bed, and now it's the next day. And I decided not to also go up over here because that's really far out of the way, and instead I'm going to do this one first, and then we'll go from there. I guess it's little maintenances like that are something that could easily be construed as bad, but in reality they're pretty good. I mean, they're just keeping the game running properly, and they're fixing issues for people, and I appreciate that. So it's not like I'm angry or anything that they did maintenance. It's just in a really awkward time. Then again, I probably could record earlier. Something I could do. Something I will start doing, actually. You'll see... Well, I was going to say you'll see the Jedi Knight recorded a lot earlier, but that's a lie. That is a big fat lie. This is an easy quest because this guy already killed everything. The Jedi Knight is going to be recorded like all day for like 4 days straight. So forget about the clock up in the top right corner. You'll never see that thing consistent times. it'll probably be consistent throughout a day cycle for like 20 episodes. You'll notice that it'll be like, you know, it'll start like 8 o'clock in the morning and then go from like 8 to 9 for like the first couple episodes, and then from like 9 to 10, and you know, so on and so forth. Where the heck am I even going? I'm sure there was a bonus to kill things, but who really cares? Actually, you know, I probably could go turn that in, but at the same time I know there's going to be more over there, so let's go do this one, since it's right around the corner, and then we'll zip around this way, and then we'll go up over there. I think that's what we'll do. I think that's my new plan. But while I'm, you know, headed over there, I figure I may as well show you this. So let me go into here. Before I do, actually, I probably should explain. I've been I've been experimenting pretty heavily with a new interface. When the interface editor came out, I decided to pretty much go with what it was before, just kind of change it up a bit. So this is basically the same interface that it gives you when you log into the game, except the chat window's up over there and the map is down in the bottom corner, right? And this thing is over there. So I just kind of flipped everything around. Literally, I just put it all counterclockwise. I put everything in the corners counterclockwise, and that's basically it, right? Now, the thing is, let me go to this. I think I have it saved. Yes, I have one saved specifically for recording in 16:9. Now, this is going to blow your mind. Things are going to seem really small, but this is what I've been experimenting with, right? And we'll travel while we're doing this. Now, you may notice that it's a bit less cluttered. I mean, the bottom is cluttered, yeah, because it's got a lot of buttons on it, and the buttons aren't actually in the places I would like them to be. If I was going to do this setup, I would move where the buttons are. But you can fairly easily get the idea of what I'm trying to go with here, which is having most of everything down at the bottom. This would be down at the bottom too. This would actually be expanded like that, or I would just increase the text size, which would be another thing. And that stuff would stay up in the corner. But basically what it allows me to do is has more space screen, right? Or screen space, rather. There's a lot more stuff that I can fit in this area on the screen without it being covered up by the interface. And you even see that, you know, it's got the target of target and everything off in the corner. Actually, that's in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be down here, but because of the 16:9, it gets weird on the interface. But let me go back so you can get a comparison here, wherever it is. I think I do that one. I think, sure. That looks right. But now you can see it's way more cluttered. There's stuff on the sides of the screen. It's less organized. If everything is down at the bottom, once you get used to looking at all those buttons and knowing where all of them are, like the location of all the buttons, I feel like it's almost better. Simply because you're keeping your eyes in one area of the screen space, or better yet, you're keeping your eyes in less screen space, right? You're looking at the bottom of the screen, down in this area, and you're looking up here. up in this area. You can look up in the map. It's not as important in an MMO to look up the map unless you're doing PvP, which I raid, so it's not important at all. So you're looking here, and you're looking here, as opposed to looking here, having to look off over here, looking over here, back or down over here, like it's just so much more to look at when I have this kind of setup. I feel like the other one would be way more efficient to do, so you may see that on the Jedi Knight. I don't know, I haven't decided yet.
Safety systems compromised. Threat of system overload high. Evacuation protocols for all personnel are now mandatory.
Pretty sure you won't die.
But I think, now that they're done talking, I think that you'll probably see something similar to that with the Jedi Knight, and you may even see something like the fact that I may not like it and change it, so it may change quite a few times during a few episodes. I don't know, but that's the idea. That's kind of what I'm going with my new interface. Once I have it in stone, I'll show you guys, and then you guys can. I'll make it available to download. You can just set it in your interface file, which will allow you to. I think I'm gonna pull that thing. Oh crap! Here. Barely use this ability, but there we go. But being able to download it and just put it in your interface file, which would let you... Did that not CC? What the heck in the heck? Thank you. Anyways, what was I saying? It'll let you just load it. It's basically what it does. So it'll be on the loading thing there for being able to select an interface that you like. And if you guys have feedback for that, that'd be pretty cool. Like telling me maybe where you think would be a more comfortable place to put things on that interface. I can go back, pause it, and check it out or something. Because there's a lot to do there. Do I have... This is timed? I hate timed quests. Loot. Thank you. Do that, Gus. Thank you. I'll heal us up. Since this is timed, we'll make an efficient circle. And we'll kill everything that we need to. So, and we'll move out of the way of that. We'll do this. We'll knock this guy backwards. Or he'll just fall on the ground. That works too. Man, I do a lot of damage. It's great. I just, oh, there it is. I thought it was on the other side. It looked like on the map it was on the other side because I was facing the wrong direction. Don't judge me.
Refinery Drive Alpha. Emergency shutdown successful. Warning. Safety systems remain compromised. Threat of overload is now extreme.
Okay.
Complete emergency shutdown procedures for all refinery drives to avoid failure.
A little bit of lag. You guys probably didn't notice it, but I did, because I was pushing buttons and nothing was happening. Hate when that happens. So, once I'm done killing this and don't have to focus on keeping my energy up, which I totally already botched, wanted to briefly mention again, because I have talked about it in the past, the fact that I'm still leveling that operative. It's really fun. I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers. If you guys want to know the operative story, you can go do it for yourself, because it is quite fun. I'm playing my operative as neutral, so I've got a lot of dark side and light side options that I get to choose between, and it makes it a lot more entertaining in my opinion. It's not so cut and dry. Like on this character, I see a light side choice and I'm like, well, that's what I'm leveling as, that's what I gotta take, you know. But with the neutral choice, it's kind of like how I want to roleplay the character, which is funny. Because if you think about it, a lot of people think roleplaying is like a bad thing. Like you think LARPers all of a sudden when you think roleplaying, or Dungeon and Dragons. And I almost said Dungeon Defenders because I've been playing that this week.
Threat of overload critical.
It's because the Steam sale's going on. We'll get into that later. But basically the thing with me is I don't roleplay really, right? But I have developed like a backstory of my legacy that you guys know quite a bit about, and I get a lot of questions on, which is really cool that you guys like my legacy story. I like telling you guys about it because I've got like it in my head of what I think is going on between all like the different family members on my legacy, which is cool. It adds a bit of a dynamic. It gives you guys characters to care about, I guess. You know, things like that, which is fun. But with the operative, when I'm doing these dark side, light side options, like the way my character works in my head is I don't accept killing innocent people, right? So that's one of the things I do. But on the other hand, I'm also not afraid to torture people. The character is. If I see somebody and they're withholding information from me, I will freely torture them by shooting them in the leg until they tell me what I need to know.
Emergency shutdown procedures successful.
Yeah.
Threat of overload suspended.
But the reason I do that on that character is because, I mean, she's an Imperial, right? It's like she's an Imperial agent. She works as like a secret agent. She's got to get what she needs out of people, you know, like information-wise, and the way she does that is sometimes very painful, to say the least, by just shooting them in the kneecap, and then suddenly they're willing to talk to me about everything, which is funny how that works. It's fun to play the character that way. But the thing with the operative that isn't like this character, or isn't like my bounty hunter, or isn't like my warrior, is that I'm still not. I'm like, we'll go to my legacy tree here. We'll look. She is level, where is she? There she is. Level 39, almost level 40. And I've got 10 levels to go, and I'm still not connected with the story. It just goes right over my head. I don't know what it is. I'm just not interested in it. It's a good story, don't get me wrong. There's like a whole, without giving any, you know, spoilers, there's a whole double agent thing that you do, which is pretty much implied by the fact that you get to play an agent. You know, it's just like if you're going to play a bounty hunter, and me saying you get to hunt people down for bounties, it's, you know, it's not really giving anything away there. But ooh, you know, I may go. No, I'm going this way, like I said I would. But you get to do this whole double agent thing, and the story is really good and really fun, and there's a lot of secret agent cloak and dagger stuff going on, which is really cool. But I don't know why it's not grabbing me. I just don't get it. You know, it's one of those stories where it's kind of, oh, what's a good example? What is a movie or a show that I've seen recently that has been like this? I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but if I do, I'll let you know. But I know that there has been movies and stuff in the past that I've watched where everybody likes them a lot, but I'm just kind of uninterested. I'm like, well, like, I don't know why, I just don't care about the story, and like, I know that's all it's about. A game like this that a lot of people wanted to care about the story was Diablo, right? Diablo 3, but people quickly figured out that the story wasn't all that great. Sucks that happens, but you know, it's one of those things that tends to happen when you're excited about a game. You get excited about the story, but then the story turns out to be crap by the time you get to the end. It's not the same with the agent, though. I mean, the agent story, like I said, is a really good story. I like the story. I just don't feel like I care about the story, though. It's almost like a paradox, isn't it? It's like I like the story, but I don't like the story. That kind of thing. It's not a bad story, but it's just not, I guess it's just not my thing. Which is interesting, because I really like things like 24, right? And you pretty much play as Jack Bauer, which is really funny. And I like 007 and stuff like that, but I guess I just don't like them as much as I thought I did, because the agent story just isn't one of those things that catches me. And we have a lot of people in our guild that play an agent, or have played an agent, all the way up to level 50, like specifically Garrick from the, how do I get up there? Anyway, specifically Garrick from the Diablo 3 playthrough, he has an agent. He has a level 50 sniper that he raids with us, and he really likes the story. I don't know. I hear nothing but good things about the agent story. It's like there's a wall there, and I just can't see through it. I just don't. Maybe I don't see the good things about it. It's just, I don't know. The other thing that is part of that, though, that I think possibly could be influencing my decision on this agent story, is the fact that I've played all these really other amazing stories in the game. For example, can I even get up here? Gonna do a bit of wall jumping. Pro wall jumping. No? Okay, fine, I'll go around. But, for example, like the Smuggler story, is now, in my opinion, the best story in the game from what I've played. It is so good with that whole turnaround that we just had, with like everything you've been doing has actually been a giant ploy to get you to work for the Empire without you knowing about it. Like, that was really cool. It's a good twist. And the story itself, like the things before it, like the whole thing on Tatooine with Risha and all that, it was good. It was fun. It was, it had this weird humor behind it, like sarcastic humor. It was very, you're kind of a player the entire time. Well, at least I've been playing my character as a
Jedi leveled this building. We're very powerful, you know.
Shut up. The character I play is I have my rule where I always have to flirt with people, but I think that's almost the way that you have to play the Smuggler. It's just really funny that way. And that's, that's why I hit the wrong cooldown. That happens to be the way I play my Smuggler, and I really liked that. But the whole turnaround thing just made it even better. It turned an already really good story into something that was amazing. And I like that. I don't get that out of the agent, unfortunately. I'm sure some people will. It's just, I don't know, it's just not my thing. I happen to really like the bounty hunter story, and I know a lot of people don't like the anywhere past Act 1. What, really? Another one? Gus, just heal yourself, guy. Just keep yourself alive long enough for me to kill this dude. Now that I'm out of energy. You know what, we'll hit these things. It's cool, we're good, we got this, we're good. You know, like random frame drops, because Corellia is the land of lost frames. Kind of like a lot of the other planets in this game. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like well, Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 of the Bounty Hunter story, I should say. Chapter 1 is really good, and I agree with them on that, but I think I see the potential of where the story is going, kind of like this, you know. Let's see if there's a thing here to watch. Nope. But kind of like this story, you know how it kind of started off, it was pretty good, but it started off kind of slow. And then it had like a really good twist at the end here on the Smuggler story, like going into Corellia with, the whole I'm actually work for the Empire and I didn't notice. I think that's really cool because I don't know, it freshens the story up that you were already kind of feeling monotonous, It's like the story was feeling overdone. You're like, okay, I get it. I'm this sarcastic guy. Where's the twist? Like I need a twist in my story. And they did a really good job of doing that. And I think for the Bounty Hunter, the twist is coming in Act 4. But it's not there yet, obviously, because Act 4 is not out. And I think, I don't think people see where the Bounty Hunter story is going. And I don't think a lot of people like the Bounty Hunter story for that reason. But I'm pretty sure when Chapter 4 comes out that that'll change quite a bit. Warrior story, again, amazing, super good story. The Warrior story is one of the best in the game. You end up becoming... Actually, no, I'm not going to say that because that's already too much. Spoilers, don't want to spoil things for you guys. Let's just say the Warrior story is really good, especially if you play him dark-sided, because you're like you're a lunatic. You're completely insane, and it's hilarious. It's really fun. It's just, the agent story. Don't ask me, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And that's okay. That's okay.
Pretty sure you won't die.
That's why there is 8 stories in the game right now, because they know that some people are just going to be more drawn to others. Like Holy, for example, really likes the Inquisitor story, but from every other person I've ever heard talk about the Inquisitor story, they say it's the worst in the game. Shrug. I shrug. Holy likes it. That's cool. That's his thing. I don't like the... Wow, that did a lot of damage to me. I don't really like the agent story, but that's my thing too. In fact, if I were to rate the stories in the game from what I've seen so far, it would go Smuggler to Warrior to Bounty Hunter, then to... what would be the next one logically on my list? Probably... I was going to say Jedi Knight, but I haven't actually really heard much about the Jedi Knight. Let's forget the Jedi Knight for now, because I haven't actually played through it, so I can't actually say anything about that. So, Bounty Hunter, probably... Wow, that's a difficult one. Probably Trooper. The Trooper one is pretty good. So, okay, let's go back from the beginning because I lost my place. Smuggler, Warrior, Bounty Hunter, Trooper. So that's 4 of the classes. Then what next? I think. This is actually a hard decision to put the 5th one in there. Who would be the 5th one? If I had to, I would probably put the Jedi Knight in there. And then the Agent. So that makes 7. So, or 6? 6, because I had 4. So that's 6. And then the very last one would be Jedi Consular and Sith Inquisitor. It's as simple as that. The Consular one, it started off like it was going to be really cool, and it just didn't. It didn't deliver at all, and I don't think it's going to continue to deliver. It was a bit predictable, and by a bit predictable, I mean completely predictable, and it wasn't. It felt uninspired. The Consular one, I just didn't like, and I think the thing with the Inquisitor thing that I don't like about that, from what I've heard, once again, I can't really technically judge the Inquisitor one because I haven't played through it, but from what I've heard, it's just really weird. Like, it just doesn't make sense, and you're more or less tripping balls as your character than you are actually being an Inquisitor and like working for the Empire and stuff like that. It's just weird stuff apparently that you get to do, which is cool. I think it goes in line with like Warlocks from World of Warcraft. Like, I never really liked the Warlocks either, which is why I don't think I would like it an Inquisitor, which is probably one of the reasons why I've decided not to go the Inquisitor route, aside from the fact that everybody freaking has played an Inquisitor. I don't know why, but everybody has an Inquisitor, except for me. Like, mine is still level 1.
What? I didn't do nothing.
Yes, you have an Inquisitor too, Gus. You are the culprit here. He is the person who made it so everybody was playing the Inquisitor, and he just tried to deny it. And I'm about to level. Activate assembly lines. Where are those at? I gotta destroy droids. Perfect. In there. Okay, well, let's go finish off this bonus and see if I can get a level in. Wow, I'm really close to leveling. Okay, let's find some easy things to kill. Where would be easy mobs? I said mobs, not moms. You sickos. You sick. I knew where you were going with that. Someone was going to mention it in the comments. You always do when it sounds like I said something, but I really didn't. Like the story of my life with you guys. Calling me out on things I never said. And this is actually pretty boring to watch these guys die. So, you know what I might do is I might just skip over this bonus. But I want to let you guys see me level, because then I can level up and be like, yay, the swoosh. But it doesn't look like killing these guys is going to do it. So you know what? We'll be back when I'm done with this bonus. So, maybe a few minutes for me, a couple seconds for you guys. We'll be back. Okay, so I actually haven't finished the bonus yet. I did level. I don't think there's anything I can use. Nope. Okay, but what I did is I was outside, right? I'll even go outside to depict it on the map like I usually do. I was outside over here, and I couldn't find any more droids to kill. Like, none of them were showing up for the bonus. So what I did is I came over to the phase that it wants me to go into, and suddenly these guys count. In fact, I just killed 2 of them. Awesome. So I guess we'll just get to the end of this area. That sounds like a good idea, because I think the rest of the droids are in here that I need. I need to kill 35. I think that's what that number says. It's really small. There we go. I just had to move it. Move the screen because it was like blending into the background. And I have 18, so that should be plenty. But hopefully, I don't think I will. I might hit 49 this weekend. I mean, it depends if I can get a whole half level in the next episode. So, who knows? I mean, I might be able to get lucky enough to get that kind of experience boost. I doubt it, though. I will be putting it, like... probably 6 quests, I think, if I did the math correctly in my head for what comes up next as well. If I turn all these in at once, I mean, maybe I can get that far. I don't think I will, though. I think we still have like 2 more weeks of this, or at least 1. At the very least 1. We have another week. Maybe 2. Which is good to know, because, you know, it's going to take me a while to level up that Jedi Knight. I haven't even started on him. Like I said, I did have over 1 million credits waiting on him. He has it in his inventory, along with quite a few other things, just sitting there waiting for me to spend. Because I got to buy all of the perks, all the leveling perks and stuff for him. I got to buy the mail droid, I got to buy the repair droid, I got to buy... What else do I got to buy for him? A lot of things, let's just say that. Not to mention, to buy every piece of legacy gear, all of these pieces, all 7 pieces. I think it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 pieces of legacy gear that you can get. It costs 1.2 million credits exactly to get the like legacy level 20 ones, which are the coolest looking ones, the best ones. It doesn't have any stats, they're just full moddable gear. So I'm not even buying mods. All I'm buying with that 1.2 million is just gear, just the style that I'm going to be leveling with. It's cool, you know, it gives you guys at least a relatable thing to look at. It's going to be a shorter series because you're not having all these middle quests in between, right? Imagine if I just did the story content for the Smuggler. Like, we would have been done long ago. And that's the goal with the Jedi Knight. And the other thing with the Jedi Knight that I'm looking forward to is the fact that my commentary is going to be like 1,000,000 times better. Think about it. Think about it. I have to fill all this space because of the way I'm doing this. I have to fill all this space of killing things with me talking. I can't just have me killing things. It's boring to watch. It really is. Trust me, I've tried to watch LPs like that, and it's just really boring. It's not good at all. It's lazy content, and you're not adding anything to the game. With this, I'm still not adding really anything to the game. It's still pretty bad, but at least I'm filling content, right? You know, you get at the beginning when I wanted to do this. That's what you guys said you wanted to see. At least back in the day, we've grown a lot as a channel since then, and now the general consensus is the combat in this game we've seen. Right? It's boring, or it's not boring. It's just repetitive. I think that's the word I want to look for there. It's a repetitive combat system, which is fine. All MMOs have that, and I think I've covered that subject in great detail before in other episodes. But the thing is, with me just doing the Jedi Knight story, you not only get me only filling content there with the Jedi Knight stuff, but you also get the cooler part of the Jedi Knight stuff, right? Because I'm playing the Jedi Knight as dark-sided. Like, when I get to talk about there, it's really sweet. I kind of hinted at that back in the old Jedi Knight videos that I did during the beta, from the 1 to 10 stuff with that, which I'm going to redo anyways. You're going to get 1 to 10 anyways with the new Jedi Knight, like I've said. But back then, you kind of got to get the feel of what I talked about then, which was the ethical stuff of being a dark-sided Jedi Knight, what that means, what the Jedi Order stands for, and like the way that they are kind of more strict in their style than they are, you know, than the Sith. They're almost more Sith than the Sith, which is kind of funny. They're their own enemy, the Jedi, and being able to talk about that and the ethical stuff behind that and the philosophy behind the Jedi and stuff is going to be really fun for me, because that's my area of studies, is philosophy and theology and all that, and I get to explore those ideas with you guys, and why the Jedi Knights probably are going to be... what's the word I'm looking for? More dark-sided than you would think. I think it's going to be a very deep story. Ooh. Hey, welcome back, Kavi. Why don't you go get me more things, woman? A kid. I'm not sexist at all.
Will deliver what you request.
Although I do have the 3 women, Corso, Risha, and Hakavi. Yes, I did just call Corso a woman, doing all my dirty work. The only man I have in my team is Bodar. Gus is pretty much a fish. He doesn't really count.
Let's do this.
So yeah, whoa, hold on, I just thought about something. Do they have female, what are they called? I'm so flustered now, because I'm kind of curious. Mon Calamari, that's it. Do they have female Mon Calamari? I don't think I've ever seen a female of them. So technically he might be a woman. I think he might be. I think he might be, I don't know, what's the word for that? What are fish? Aren't fish like, some fish like that? Not all fish, I think some fish. Who knows? Who knows? But that was a random deterrent from what I was trying to say. What was I trying to say? Something about, oh yeah, the Jedi Knight's gonna be really interesting commentary, because I get to talk about interesting things, which is gonna make it way more fun for me, and hopefully more fun for you guys, better content for you guys. That's the goal there. Giving you something fun to watch, because the combat for the Jedi Knight is much more visceral. In fact, it's same for the warrior. The melee classes are a lot more visceral, more fun to watch. So you get fun stuff to watch. You'll get a great story from what I hear. And the other thing about it is that you'll get good commentary. So I'm looking forward to that series. That series is going to be probably one of the better ones that I've ever done. And on that note, if you have an idea for any other game you want me to play now that Mass Effect's about to end, then let me know in the comments below, because I'm taking all suggestions, especially because the Steam Summer Sale is going on right now. I can pick up games for super cheap. So let me know. It's a good time.
Calling is instructed, Dina. The Baharan droid factory is up and running.
Perfect. Your disaster relief droids should be ready. You can use the remotes to control them. I'm impressed. It would have taken the workers weeks to reopen the factory.
Oh, that's my first line in a while. Baby, you know, wait, wasn't she the one that I wanted to flirt with earlier? Anyways, baby, you know, with your help, I've been able to do all the droid things. So what do you want?
Beautiful women are a nice motivator.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's hope the Empire has some in their lab. The droids will get you inside the lab, but the Empire's gotten their hands on Dennison Varric, one of the best scientists on Corellia. The prototype droids are Varric's work, as are the lab's security systems, the deadliest in the galaxy.
Is Varric an Imperial hostage or an ally?
I couldn't contact anyone inside the lab. If he is a traitor, you'll find out fast. Once you're inside the lab, find the testing grounds. Varric, his team, and the Empire's droids should all be there. Destroy the droids, and the Republic's supply runs will make it through Labor Valley. Councilor Balos guarantees it.
Thanks for the assist.
Councilor Balos helped you. I'm just his assistant. Comm General Aves as soon as you have control. Use the lab comm system. The Empire's monitoring Republic frequencies. I should return to my work for the Counselor. It was a pleasure.
Maybe we'll see her later. If you know what I mean. It's the way the Counselor, it's the way the Jedi Knight, Jedi Knight. Oh my gosh, this is how you know that I have been talking for too long. It's the way my Smuggler works. Thank you very much. Companion, give him, no, that's not what I wanted to give him. Where did it go? There it is. Haha! Map. Zoom out. Okay, I'm down off over here. I need to go up over there. Well, it's time to go turn in some quests, I feel. I'm just going to skip the load time and we'll be right back.